Das kennt man. Geändert. Ist geändert?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Memo. Memo, wo bist du, Memo?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean,
jetzt
new content?
verkackt? Weil ich die Tür berührt habe? Shit? Oder wäre die so oder so aufgegangen? Der Stuhl? Nice, Raycard.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Schöne Tür.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Bin ich mal hier gekommen, oder?
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Jetzt geht's los. Jetzt geht's los. Jetzt geht's los.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Oh. Hallöle. Ja, ich mach ja schon hier aus, Alter.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Ich mir dann die Beine oder was passiert dann? GG. Durchgespielt.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Dann nennst du durch. Das ist ja nix. Nein!
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good.
Mehr Sprünge?
Yes.
Nice.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Ah. Hm? Hat irgendwas, ne? Ach so, das ist... Hm. Lanze! Ich muss da ein bisschen reinbacken, ne? Aber nur ein bisschen irrelevant halt. Oh! Jetzt kurz Schiss gehabt.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks.
Ich will Schnickschnack und
Just you and me
Extras.
having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Achso, genau, sagen wollte hier. Nein! Ich war wie diese Typen, die hier rumschreien, das Ende naht, das Ende naht. Und sowas hier. Disgusting. Hier, ich hab gewusst, Ecken. Ecken sind immer gut. Aber hier um die Ecke dann... Aber noch hilft es mir nicht viel, aber vielleicht irgendwann mal. Ecken. Geht so. Okay.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I
Oh.
want to show you something.
Was haben wir gesagt? Ich höre nicht auf dich, haben wir gesagt, ja. Ja, reinpacken. Will ich das überhaupt hier reinpacken? Geht nicht, also.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares? Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
Oh, hier geht's nochmal weiter. Input, ich will mehr Input receiven. Wie kann ich noch mehr Input receiven? Hier, vierter Computer. Wenn ich da einfach weitergehe. Ich glaube, ich will zurück. Ich will wissen, was da los ist. Schon wieder da, wie so eine Leiche, Alter. Oh.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
What the
Just our
fuck?
little secret.
What
Take a
the
look.
fuck? Ich muss mir gar nicht mehr ducken. Kann nicht schlimm, ist natürlich auch sein. What the... Alter. Oh, ich kann nicht drücken, was? Was ist hier? Achso, ich glaube, man duckt sie allgemein mit der Wand da. Hier ist nix.
I call it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Oh, ich guess hier kann man nirgendwo sich durchbuggen. Ich guess, das haben die hier extra nochmal geschaut, dass man das hier nichts basiert. Oder? Ah. Ey, beruhig dich mal, ja. Los.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Oh. Jetzt buggen wird hier ein bisschen schwer. Schade, schade. Boah. Boah. Go inside. Achso, ja, das Achievement könnte ich mir theoretisch wiederholen, wenn ich Stanley Parable spiele, aber keine Ahnung, ich dachte mir so, ich brauche jetzt nicht unbedingt das Spiel kurz starten, um das Achievement zu holen. Das hier ist das einzige, was ich dann also mit dem da nicht geholt habe und ich weiß auch nicht wieso. Es gibt Leute, die sagen, die haben so gemacht, hier rum gemacht, tralala und trululu. Und ich hab's nicht, obwohl ich quasi dem Anweisungen befolgt habe, wie ein paar Sachen, die ich gelesen habe. Aber ich guess, das ist irgendwie, haben die da Folgen was gemacht, was ich dachte ist unbedeutend, war aber doch nicht unbedeutend. Und tralala und hast du nicht gesehen. Oh, das sieht schön aus. Was ist das für ein Kabel da? Was? Okay. Hallo Stein. Ach, riecht gut. What the fuck? What the fuck?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Fire! Hä? Okay. On, off. I guess da komme ich nicht ran. Das soll einfach nur hier Memory sein, ja. Alter, holy shit. Was die alles gemacht haben, ne? Das ist Nordamerika. Und das ist... Sorry, lol. Alter, das ist so... Ja. Nevermind, Alter. Hier ist Nordamerika. Das hier ist Europa. Und da ist dann... Ist dann soll... Ah? Das soll schon Nordamerika sein. Oder nicht? Ja, natürlich ist es Nordamerika. Oder Mexiko? Ja, natürlich. Mein Gott, Alter, Südamerika, freilich. Da ist Brasilien. Hier ist Europa. Your number is 29. So. Ah. Ich will da runter, ich will mich da wegbacken. Richtig wegsprengen. Oh.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It
9
didn't
ist aber
need
nicht
new
perfekt.
content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Geht's weiter? Yeah! Was steht oben eigentlich?
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Ooh.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Ey, das ist doch kein Stanley Parable mehr, Alter. Also halt, wirklich.